welcome to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. I am so excited about my guest tonight because this man is Italian, just like my dad. And I know a lot of you love when I do impressions of my father, but you don't have to listen to this, as in me, do impressions of my dad. You're going to hear a real Italian use a real accent. But before that, I had to share some stories with Taylor. I wanted to share about, and I haven't prepped him for this at all. He's heard me talk about my father. Actually, Taylor, have you met my parents in real life?
No, I have not.
You haven't?
They have avoided me like the plague.
They do. They are not Taylor fans. They think he's mean to me.
I don't deny it. They just don't agree that you deserve it.
True. That's true. So I told you before that my dad's Italian. We all know, we get it. Andy loves it when I do my dad's voice. So Andy's going to love this episode. But here's the thing, Taylor, I have tried to make my father's sauce my whole life, like his spaghetti sauce. I grew up every single Sunday. My dad would start sauce like at 6 a.m. It would cook all day long till 6 p.m. A lot of times my parents would serve it like on their wedding china. I would have friends come over. It was always like this thing. Like
I just imagine
Sunday.
Italy bombing China with spaghetti sauce. Get served, China.
No, the plates, Taylor. Jeez, so unrefined. So we would eat it. It would be like a fancy dinner. My father grew up going to his aunt's house like every single Sunday to have sauce, to have pasta and to have whatever they made. And so he brought that tradition into our homes. And one of the things that he's really famous for, which this is why I can't believe I have not brought you to my parents' house yet. He makes incredible meatballs. And you know that I don't like meat. You, however, how do you feel about meat?
Well, I'm going to answer a different question. The irony in this scenario, one of the many ironies in this scenario, is that you can't eat meatballs, or you don't eat meatballs. I can't eat spaghetti sauce.
Why can't you eat spaghetti sauce?
I can't eat tomato sauce. It's one of my trigger foods.
Trigger foods for what? Or do we talk about that?
No, I don't want to talk about anything now. I want this to be over.
I didn't know. I had no idea.
What I want for this to be, you started today's show by saying you don't have to listen to this, and I'm going to take that advice and leave.
No, this is not even what we're talking about. I can eat meat. I just don't like it. It's not my favorite. My father's meatballs are but you love meat, right? I mean, you do. You love steaks. I
am a carnivore.
You're a carnivore.
I don't love steaks.
You don't love steaks?
I don't like working for my food. It takes too long to chew. Even good ones, like people are like, "Oh, you're just poor. Like you don't have good steak." It's like I've eaten poor people's steak. I've eaten rich people's steak. It's still too much work.
It's too much so you don't like crawfish either, because that's a lot of work.
No. Okay, that's different because that's a cultural thing. The other thing is like that's work. There's like camaraderie with it. You're open about.
Okay.
I don't like.
All right.
I think it's different. Working with my hands is one thing.
The chewing is...
Yeah, I don't
It's like salad.
My jaw is sore at the end.
That's how I feel about salad. I get tired halfway through my salads. Like, I eat a salad a night, and I'm, like, tired.
No one's with you on this. Lettuce is quite literally the easiest food to eat in the entire world.
Not the way I make salad. I'm telling you, I'm going to make you salad, and you're going to be like, I'm exhausted.
Your salad is like cereal.
It's like celery. You know how celery takes forever to chew? Anyway, back to the meatballs. Taylor, if my father made you a plate of meatballs, would you eat them? If he made you a meatball sub?
If there was no sauce on them or a
right,
like an Alfredo sauce or like a
no
oil
tomatoes.
sauce or whatever. Yes,
that's fine. No, that's fine. That's fine.
After everything we said, I would eat them if they were in a pot that everyone else was eating out of. I wouldn't eat them if they were specifically made for me.
All right, I will eat them with you. You're making this really difficult. My dad's making you meatballs, and I want you to say, yeah, Liv, I'll eat them. And here's the thing. He always makes me a really, really tiny one. Okay, he makes me a little baby meatball because I don't like meat, but I do love his meatballs.
Wait. When did he start this practice?
Like my whole life. Hey, Liv, I made you a little baby meatball. Liv, look, it's a little guy. It's a little meatball. You can eat it. It's so tiny. Eat it. It's so little, Liv.
Hey, you don't need to eat the whole meal. You should slow down.
Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. Anyway, my father makes these meatballs that are famous, except now nobody's gonna eat them, and we love them. And he has this whole little like rhyme, which I'm not gonna share because it's a family recipe of how he makes his meatballs. Like there's this certain like order that you do. Like we do this whole little thing whenever we make meatballs with Dad.
Wait, did you say rhyme?
Rhyme. Like rhyme.
Like it rhymes?
Yeah, it's cute. Well, I don't know if it really rhymes. It's a song. I don't know what it is, Taylor. It's like
I've never heard of a recipe that rhymes.
It's a poem. It's prose. I don't know what it is.
Take the bread and the jelly. Mix it with peanut butter for your belly.
I had so much to say about this. I had so much to say. That was funny, though. That was cute. I do tell my dog all the time, we're going potty with our body. Dee, 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 dee. I do that.
You just told people that and we're recording. Just want you to know that.
I know. Back to the meatballs. So my dad has this little saying. How about that, Taylor? It's a little saying. And so he gets a big bowl and he does all sorts of different types of meats and he does this whole thing. And our job was always to be the squishers. Like we would squish all the stuff together and then we'd help Dad roll out the meatballs. Are you going to say something?
No, I checked out 4 minutes ago.
I made a mistake. I was an adult. I was making my dad's meatballs because I wanted to impress my husband. And I was like, look, I'm Italian. I make my own sauce. I make my dad's meatballs. He loves my dad's sauce. He loves my dad's meatballs. He's been coming to my parents' house since he was 15, eating my parents' food. Fine. So I'm making the meatballs and I read that you can bake them in an oven to make them healthier instead of frying them on the pan, like, in the skillet. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to be this great wife. I'm going to be so healthy. I'm going to make these meatballs made with ground beef, cheese, pork, like all this stuff. But the baking is going to make a tremendous difference.
Yeah. I was like,
usually
I was like looking at you like, how does this work?
I was young. I was 23. I don't know. I got married at 22. So usually we fry a pound of bacon.
Just throwing out random facts
I'm just throwing out random facts. Pound of bacon. Okay. Which that's what we loved when Dad would make meatballs. He would fry the whole thing.
Okay. I have to stop you now. I was not going to stop you, but earlier, like you've been talking about like Dad's spaghetti and the sauce, and all I can think about, you're like, I only had this one chance. Like that's Eminem. You only get one shot, Bob's spaghetti. Like you've been quoting that song.
I am Eminem. I am the real Slim Shady, except I'm not slim. He would fry up a pound of bacon, put it off to the side, and it would be all crispy. So we would have like BLTs all day, or we would just like chew on bacon, which I don't hate bacon if it's really, really crispy. And then he would fry the meatballs in the bacon grease. Okay. It's fantastic. So me cutting that out and baking these things, not only did I do this, but I thought, you know what? Instead of trying them, I'm going to bring them to my dad. I'm going to show my dad I am just as Italian as he is. I can make his sauce. I can make his meatballs. So I didn't try any of them. I go over to my parents' house and I'm like, hey, look. And Nathan's there, whatever. And my dad's eating. He's like, what the hell is this? He's like, what is this? I was like, Dad, I made your meatballs. He's like, this isn't my meatball. What is this? And I was like, how did you know? Like, how did you know that I cooked it different? Liv, did you do that? Like, he went through the whole thing.
You didn't do the rhyme.
I didn't do the rhyme. I baked, and I tell him, I go, Dad, I baked. You can't bake these meatballs. What are you doing? I was like,
they're healthy because they got thrown in the trash and no one ate them.
So stupid. So I have learned how to make them. One day I'll have to make them for you. I'll have to make sure that you try my dad's meatballs. You really did check out. You talk a lot more during this, but Taylor's so over it. Anyway, that was my thing. I was going to ask you if you ever made a recipe that your parents, that you grew up listening to, tasting, but I can tell you don't want to play my game. So
I went straight from my mom to my wife. I haven't cooked for myself. What are you talking about?
You don't cook. I've seen you make one quesadilla.
Oh, dude. When I cook, it's amazing. But it's just like the thing. Like, if I never dress up, like, I look great twice a year, and everybody's like, wow.
Whoa.
That's how it is with cooking, too.
Oh, you just keep them. That's how you play.
Keep them guessing.
Keep them guessing. I love it. All right, you guys. So today we have an incredible guest. Don't go anywhere. You're going to hear some more Italian sounds, more Italian accents.
Hey.
So, hey, if that's your thing, don't go anywhere. You're watching It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. Welcome back to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. You guys, I am here with the incredible Array of Hope. Maybe you've been seeing them all over the internet like I have. I am an Instagram junkie. I absolutely admit to that. Facebook and all the things. I'm still there. I think it's me. I'm just the only one left. And we have the incredible Mario, Mario, am I right? Did you invent Array of Hope? Like, are you the one that you sat down one day with the chalkboard and you're like, you know what? I'm going to make this up. Or am I just giving you all the credit?
You're giving me all the credit. I think I never used the word invent. That's interesting to create. Array of Hope was a culmination of inspiration. The Holy Spirit tapping on my shoulder, and really people that believed in the vision and a new approach to evangelize. So it was a culmination of things.
I love it. Okay, so what is it for people who are just now hearing about it? They're like, I don't know what Array of Hope is. Like, what is that? Yeah. What do you tell them?
Yeah, well, Array of Hope is actually a multimedia lay apostolate where we evolved over a period of time. My background is I'm a music and film producer for over 35 years. And a point in my life, I was asked or was called to share my gifts and talents for the church. And Array of Hope started as a multimedia concert in parish gymnasiums. So we have music, we have lights, we have smoke, we have lasers, we have visuals, we have sharing.
You're like Vegas. You're like Catholic Vegas.
Well, more like, Steubenville on steroids in your local church basement. But it's really exciting. It was a 2.5-hour multimedia concert that evolved into what it is today. And I could share what that evolution was like.
Tell me, please. Absolutely. Yeah. This is your origin story. I want to know. You're like Spider-Man.
So, we were doing that for a couple of years. I mean, the impetus for that was I was involved in producing a Christian band, which I'd never done before in Nashville. And I was inspired by how our evangelical brothers and sisters kind of shared and evangelized the faith through high quality events, music concerts, content. And it was at that given moment that the Lord kind of tapped on my shoulder and said, look, actually I had a yearning for the Catholic Church to evangelize in a similar way. And, I got the call and, you can do this too. The New York God, because I'm from New York, spoke to me. And
the Bronx God.
The Bronx God.
That's the one that came down. And I loved that. That was fantastic. And I hope Jesus is listening today. I hope he's like, that's exactly how I spoke to him.
Yeah. So that's how it started. And then, it grew. We started our content that we created for our events, our films started being shared on Catholic television all over the country. And then fast forward 5-6 years to COVID time, we had to reinvent ourselves in a way that we created a virtual platform. We had no events. What does an event organization do with no events? We had like 40 or 50 on the books. They all went away, but we were blessed and anointed by the Holy Spirit and inspired us to create a platform that was very engaging, where we performed and shared the faith through the web. And that grew very, very fast. And we did just under 70 events in 8 months all over the country. So that was really an exciting time. Now we're sort of saddling both worlds. We're trying to get back to do live events, and we're also providing, content through our virtual platform, our channel, which we're going to talk about, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding? This is amazing. And as far as I'm concerned, you're like the modern day Von Trapp, because aren't you... isn't like a lot of your family involved, or some of your family involved? Or am I just, again, making that up? Am I just trying to make you as Italian as possible?
No, I am Italian, for sure. First generation. My parents were born in Italy. Parlo italiano, possiamo parlare italiano, se parlo italiano.
Yes, same with my dad. He's first generation. I love it.
But it started with my family. As a matter of fact, I didn't have a clue as to how to evangelize, let alone create Catholic content. My family's very musical. So all of my kids, we had a band, and the one of the first bands that was part of the Array of Hope experience was my kids. As they got older, my kids got married, but my daughters are still involved. In particular, one of my daughters is very involved in the social media component and creating content for us. So it's gotten less family oriented because they're much older now. You're talking 11, 12 years later. But it is very family oriented. The whole premise of Array of Hope is to unite families, to engage the domestic church in a way that really draws people toward God. I mean, really, foundationally, that's our church, really are our families. And that's
Right.
really one of our main audiences that we try to hit, is really to encourage and motivate parents to bring the faith in to their families so they can be stronger.
I love that. I love that. Well, listen, here's the question I've been dying to ask you.
Yeah.
This is the hard-hitting Diane Sawyer, tough Oprah question. Are you ready?
Well, I'll try.
Because I saw a little something on the internet about, and your son was interviewed. We gotta solve this. Is it sauce or is it gravy? That is
Wow,
that's the huge thing. And I love that your son, right? Was it your son that was interviewed about that? Or did I make that part up?
No. Yeah, my son isn't one of my sons is in television. He's a TV host. And one of his bits that he did for one of the networks is that he did a whole survey on, is it defined as sauce or gravy? And I think he brought me in. It was for NBC in New York here. And he interviewed me. So the originating term is salsa, which is Italian for sauce.
Right.
So I'm sorry to disappoint you Italian Americans that you think it's gravy.
No,
but in Italy,
it's sauce.
I don't even know if the word gravy exists.
Gravy exists.
So it's sauce. It's sauce.
Sauce. Thank you.
Salsa.
I love that. I can't wait to tell my dad, because I remember when I came home from college and I told my dad, hey, I met this kid from the Northeast that calls it gravy. And he was like, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
Like, he got all mad. He was like, it's sauce.
I know.
So, okay, thank you. You just validated my entire childhood. And here's the thing. My mom is Cajun. She's from Louisiana.
Oh, wow.
So I grew up with Italian food and I grew up with Cajun food, and that's gravy. Like, we put gravy on rice. You know what I mean?
What a combination.
Listen, I used to be 450 pounds, true facts. So that's what I talk about on the show all the time.
Wow.
And I didn't get there from, eating wheat thins. A lot of pasta, a lot of rice. It was good though. It was fun. Yeah. So no, I love that you settled that for me. That is, I can't even tell you what you've done for my life.
I'm glad I'm glad I'm able to help.
You are. You're amazing, Mario. So where can people come? I want them to be able to... We're talking all sorts of people, okay? People that tune in. We've got young families. We've got people who are retired. We've got grandparents. We've got singles. We've got, people who are college kids. Is there something for all of these people on your channel? Like, tell me about this new channel you guys just launched.
Yeah.
So what does that look like? What can they go and do?
Yeah. So we created a new app, a new channel called the Array of Hope channel. And it's really designed to attract, a demographic that is looking, for something different. It's rooted in the idea of entertaining and drawing people in, very much so how Array of Hope is always used that technique to bring people towards something that is part of the culture, that's part of what they're used to seeing, or part of receiving, whether it be through music or films or whatnot. But then we reveal various components of the teachings of our faith, the teachings of the church, who Christ is, the saints, the importance of the sacraments. And so it's really... really excited about it because it's like a Catholic Netflix per se. It houses hundreds of our films. We are working with partners who are contributing films that are not part of Array of Hope. We're acquisitioning films, but also the exciting thing is that there is a live interactive component. So we're doing all our virtual retreats through our channel, and we're doing weekly programming. Our first show is going to be February 8th, and it's called Rise Up Live, which is a Catholic variety show that's going to have guests. It's going to have, we're very music. So our band's going to be performing music. We're going to have young people that are going to be talking about what it means to be young, a young adult, and trying to raise their kids Catholic, or trying to even to be, to what does it mean to date in the Catholic sphere, so all these things that are, we consider ourselves to be slightly different than what other people are doing, only because that's where the Holy Spirit is moving us. We want to find the need within the church. We don't want to be redundant or do something that another lay apostle is doing great. Why repeat ourselves, or why repeat something that is already there? I mean, we want to find the need within the church. And that's how the virtual platform started in the first place. When COVID hit, a lot of parishes, a lot of dioceses were shutting down. They didn't know how to continue their formation programs, let alone their CCD programs, and catechize their community. So we had a solution. And the solution was, we can do this. We can do a retreat for you remotely, very successfully. So we're super pumped about it. It's really exciting.
No, it's so exciting. So do you guys have like a big studio out where you are, or do you just... Yeah?
Well,
okay,
it's not.
I want to come see this place.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you,
it's not a big studio. I owned.
I'll be impressed.
I owned and ran a fully functional recording studio in my secular world career for 35 years, and then when I closed that, I built a smaller version for Array of Hope in northern New Jersey. But we're busting out at the seams. We have 12 employees and 8 sort of consultants and subcontracted people. So we're probably going to be moving in the next year to year and a half to a much bigger place. But we have our studios there. We have our offices. We have our broadcast suite. We have our virtual room. We have our control room. So, it's cool. And you're certainly welcome to come by. I know that you have family and friends in New Jersey. Come on out. I have the best Italian restaurant across the street. So I'll take you out.
What is it?
It's called Bos. Well, I don't know if I could. It's called Bosfa. Give them a free plug.
Let them.
It's just great. We know all the guys. Actually, they're from Naples, where my family's from.
That's where my family's from. What if we're related?
Well, maybe. Who knows?
You never know.
But
my last name was Anselmi.
Liv,
my father
I've never
was an
seen
Anselmi.
your dad before. This might be your father.
Dad? No, I'm kidding. He's like, no.
No. I don't know how old you are, but I don't know. I guess anything's possible.
Obviously 23, Mario. Obviously.
Are you? I
No.
can't. Oh, I don't know.
No. I'm 44.
Okay.
I have a kid that's about to turn 19 next week.
Oh, wow. God bless you.
Thank you.
It would be kind of tight if I were your father, but okay.
No, this is not my dad, everybody. This is not him.
Yeah.
Everybody, Italy is a big country.
Yeah, it's a big country.
I'm only speaking to Taylor. But no, yeah, my grandfather's from Naples and my grandmother is from outside of Florence. So my dad is from Wayne, New Jersey, and everybody loves when I talk about my dad on the show because they love when I do his accent. So I'm sure they're going to absolutely love, Mario, that you went into how God spoke to you. Obviously, with that Northeast accent.
With the Brooklyn accent, yeah.
With the Brooklyn accent, yeah, I love it. So, so let me ask you this, Mario, to get to know about you. Are you the type of dad? Are you the type of, man of the house? Did you cook every Sunday? Did you provide? Like my father grew up. I was the one growing up. My father every Sunday would cook his sauce. Like he would start like at 6 a.m. and he would make, now if it was special, he'd make brajol, and he would make his homemade meatballs, and he would, do the whole thing. Did you do that every Sunday for your family, or did you go visit an aunt where they did that every Sunday?
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint your viewers or listeners. I am not a cook or a handy guy. I'm not the Italian that would be able to fix things around the house. I'm just straight up, I'll certainly eat the food. My mom was an awesome cook. We did go to my uncle's every Sunday and my aunts.
See, there we go.
I had pasta and I did all that, because I have an aunt and uncle that were immigrated over to America as well with my mom in the 50s and my dad. So we did that whole Sunday thing all the time, in the basement, with the pasta, and my uncle had the guinea tea, he was the cook. He would cook the pasta, but I would just eat it and enjoy it.
And say thank you to everybody and just be the creative one.
Yeah.
So growing up, where was the Catholic Church in this whole story for you? Was that I'm guessing, were you the traditional Italian family? You went to mass, you had your sacraments. If that is what it was, how did you segue that into being a father? Like, how did you take what you were given, the foundation of the church? Obviously you're doing something with your career with it, but how did you take what you were given and then even bring it forward, make your kids even more into that life thing yourself?
Yeah. Well, my story is more of a Saul story, St. Paul.
Those are the good ones.
My, I was raised Catholic, but my parents weren't very church going. We weren't a very church going family. However, fortunately for me, I married a young woman, a young girl. We were in our 20s. She was Catholic, and we had enough sense to get married in the church and raise our kids Catholic. And Catholicism was important. We put our kids through Catholic grammar school. We have 5 kids. Most of them went through Catholic high school, and a few of them went to Catholic college. But I was very driven in my career I was self-employed, a musician by trade early on, and then I had to figure out how to make everything work. So I was very focused on my career. So I wasn't really, I went to church every Sunday as an adult, and as a father, but I wasn't at all engaged or living the true Catholic faith or really understanding what it meant to be Catholic. It wasn't only when I hit my 50s, although there were various moments throughout my life that the Lord was tapping me. I'm actually a cancer survivor. So in my 30s, I got cancer, and it was the first sort of awakening that the Lord said, you got to slow down. If you continue on this course, you're going to be divorced and have no family. So he pulled in the reins at that moment. And there were other moments in my life where things happened, but then something significant happened in my 50s where I was seeking purpose, understanding. I was questioning whether God was real, whether the Catholic teachings had any validity whatsoever, whether sacraments were real. And through a multiple of things that happened, the Lord enlightened me and showed me with clarity and put me on a course to develop my intellect. I did a lot of reading. I started to pray. I started going to daily mass. I started to really strengthen my soul spiritually and unite myself with, God's will. And as a result of that, that's when all this thing started to happen, where I had enough courage to change my career and devote myself totally to his church and use my skills and talents to proclaim the gospel. So my family kind of went along with that, although my wife was always very spiritual and had been praying for my sort of reversions back. I was sort of the one that was always very, skeptical about, how she prayed or how devout because my wife was always very devout. As she got older, it grew in her, but not really in me. So the Lord was planting seeds of grace really in me my whole life. So I later on was able to live my life forward and understand it backward. I recognized the pillars that the Lord was building in me through developing my skills, to running my businesses, to creating an entertainment organization that allowed me to develop managerial skills, harness my filmmaking skills, to give me all kinds of experience, in on Broadway, the record business, Hollywood, that now I use, in Array of Hope. So this is sort of my 5-minute sort of elevator pitch explaining my background, but that's sort of my story. It wasn't, I wasn't really like, St. Paul, where I was opposed to the Catholic Church, but I wasn't really a practicing Catholic, nor did I have any understanding of what it meant to be Catholic till the Lord really blessed me. I feel that I'm just blessed beyond belief, being able to serve him and to be part of his plan of salvation. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
It doesn't. No, you're absolutely right. Was there a moment, Mario, for you when you had like a Saul moment, like the lightning, like it got knocked off your horse, where you're like, oh, this is so much better. You know what I mean? Like after you did change, or, after you kind of refocused your career, was there a moment where you're like, wow, this is really incredible and I'm so glad I'm here?
Yeah, it wasn't a specific moment. It was a transitional, and there were three major transitions that happened in my life, and I'll share with you the third one. So, part of my hang up was that I didn't understand nor believe in the power of the sacraments. I just thought that they were just things that we went through as Catholics, and it didn't really do much, nor that I understand what they did. But in my 50s, when I was part of my journey, my mom, I had a very, very close relationship with my mom. My father, um, immigrant Italian, was very, very hard. You could probably relate, or maybe you can't relate, but there's some certain parts of Italians that are very, very hard. And my father was difficult, and I didn't have much of a relationship with him. So my relationship was completely immersed and dependent on my mom. My mom pretty much brought me up. So as I got older, my mom got sick and she got terminally ill. And I'm sure we all do this, but I made this deal with God. I said, God, look, you're starting to become part of my life. I'm going to make a deal with you. I'm going to go to church every day if you heal my mom. And that was my deal, and I said, let's see who you are, God. And it was just the action of going to church every day, and months would go by. My mom would get a little bit better, but then she got sick. And then after 9-10 months, she passed away. But during that period, and then I continued going, and I was able to see a transformation within me. What I was reading in my prayer life, the receiving of the sacrament, the Eucharist on a daily basis, transformed my perceptions of the world, and also my ability to see and understand who God is in the world. So it was like a veil lifted off my head, and I was able to see with clarity. And that gave me the strength and the impetus to be obedient to his calling when the calls came. And it just started to build. So it was a building. And what I want to share with your listeners, first and foremost, is that, look, statistically, 70%, 75% of our culture, the church in particular, does not believe in the true presence of the Eucharist, right?
Right.
And that's a sacrament. So I'm living proof that the sacraments, confession in particular, and receiving the Eucharist, Jesus instituted those sacraments because they enable us to receive grace directly through something that the Lord provided for us. Jesus provided for us. So what they give us is the supernatural grace, the ability to do something beyond we can do in our own nature. It's like God is pushing us up the hill. We're exhausted and we can't make it up the hill, but God is behind us, pushing us because we don't have the strength ourselves. I can't encourage people enough. I mean, there's a sacrament of marriage that people have forgotten about, that if we go deep and find where that strength is and encourage the sacrament to live within us, the grace to be performed within us, you will see miracles happen within your life. I will guarantee it. And that's what happened. The beauty and the gift that I got, that it was by accident. I challenged God, and God gave me something I wasn't expecting, and I had to get emotional about it. But whenever I talk about it, sorry about that. I just get overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed that God allowed this to happen within me, and the impetus of A Ray of Hope is only to share that love that most of us aren't aware of, to share the hope that we all have within us, because God loves us so much. So that's really, my story is intertwined with the story of A Ray of Hope.
I love that. No, it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing your gifts with all of us. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Thank you for sharing how God transformed you, and that you're helping the rest of us be transformed and have what you have. That's so beautiful. And thank you for letting us see it, because people don't see what the Holy Spirit looks like. And you are letting us see that in real time. Let me ask you, Mario, to wrap up, where can people find you guys? Is it arrayofhope.com? Is that like the website that they can go to?
Well, no, it's Array of Hope, ARRAY of hope.net or .org. .net or .org. Yeah. But our channel is just go on your phone or Apple TV or Roku and dial in a Ray of Hope, and we come up. The channel's
And
up
you're there.
right on, and we're there.
Like Jesus, you're always there. Listen, Mario, I want to play a game with you when we come back. Don't go anywhere. You guys, you are tuned in to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. Waha! My name is Wendy, and I am a mom influencer. And this is something that I did not choose for myself. It chose me, but I am selfless. And I just want to help my community. So I love being a mom influencer. I know that it is super important for all of y'all to know what I think and what I believe and all my thoughts. And if I think that y'all should hear them and that y'all should just do what I say. So today we're going to talk about pandemic puppies. Pandemic puppies. Because look at this cute little guy that you can barely see. Because he is an all-black mini Pomeranian, and his name is Jack. Jack, say hello. Oh, there he is. Now, this is Wendy and Jack, and we're going to do a little special on pandemic puppies. Jack, you just go right there. Now, I want to tell y'all something. A lot of y'all decided to get a pandemic puppy because y'all were just so sad. Because the world was shut down and it seemed so scary and nobody wanted to go out. So y'all all got an animal, like 25 million of y'all. So now y'all got these puppies inside your house and y'all just don't know what to do with them. Well, I am here to tell you what to do with your pandemic puppy because I am just so kind that way. I am just so kind. So here's the thing. We need to go over a couple of rules about having a pandemic puppy because let's just get real. Let's just get real. Puppies are hard, y'all. Listen, there is a reason that the good Lord Jesus made them so cute because they are just like a baby. And there are many times you want to say, you need to go outside into a street, but that's not okay. We can't say that to a puppy. That would be wrong. That'd be wrong. Look at that face. But there are so many times that you were just tired and the puppy just won't eat its dinner or it just wants something and it says things and you don't know what it's trying to say because it's a puppy. Anyway, so if you've got a pandemic puppy, here's a couple of things that works for my family. Number one, we give our puppy a stick. Here you go, baby. This is called a bully stick. Now, you do not want to know what part of an animal this comes from, okay? It's not that late, okay? But that is where it comes from. This bully stick smells so bad. It smells so bad. It smells like when you forgot to take out the trash of that baby genie thing with all those diapers in there that you just let collect and collect. It smells like that. But your puppy will love it. And we love our puppies. So get him a bully stick. Okay. Also, these are treats. Jack, this is your treat. Jack, what you think? He don't talk. But I talk to him like he does. Okay. So this is his treat. Now, these are only 5 calories a piece. Now, this puppy right here, this is as big as he's going to get. This is it. Because he's a mini Pomeranian. Look at that. This is it. You know who would love this dog? That Paris Hilton girl, she loved this dog. He's just so tiny. So I make sure that he eats a good and healthy dinner. And then I make sure that he feels good about himself inside. Because all he's here on the planet for is for me to love. And so I just want to love him back. So I do that by giving him 5-calorie treats. Now, Jack, this is not real. Baby, it is not. Baby, are you listening to me? This is not a real bone marrow situation, but that is what we're pretending it is, okay? And he don't know. He's a baby. And he's just so teeny tiny. So he's going to eat it because he doesn't know. Now, if you start giving him French fries or something like that, he's going to love that. Don't do it. All right, sometimes do it. But don't do it all the time, okay? Now, here's something, my best trick of all. This is called Buddy's Best. Buddy's Best. It is an odor and a stain eradicator. I don't even know what that means. I feel like you could be that for Halloween. What you going as? I'm going as an eradicator. Okay. So this is bamboo mint. I don't know if that's true. I don't know what bamboo mint smells like. Anyway, these little things, there's all sorts of stuff that come out of it, just like a baby. Things come out of the front, things come out of the back, and you just want to clean that up. So I do with Buddy's Best. This is what I use. So I would get that. Now, here's my biggest tip of all. And this, I know I said that, I know, baby, you're just so sweet. He's like a scarf. Get this. This ain't for my dog. This is for you. This is the perfect pandemic puppy because y'all don't know what y'all doing. But you guys, I have been Wendy, and I'm so glad you're here. Y'all have a good day now. Say bye. It's so hard to be a mom influencer. Bye, y'all. You guys, welcome back to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. We are here with a ray of hope. And the man, the myth, the legend who I've just determined he is just, to me, he is the Oprah of Catholicism. He has his own network. He's basically everyone famous to me. I am so excited to have Mario here. And we are going to play a game because if you heard the interview, he said more than once, he's a musical kind of a guy. Like I want him to be a composer. I'm just going to say all sorts of things. He was in a band. So I thought naturally we should take a Catholic hymn quiz.
Oh boy.
Because I want it to be a fact that you have a master's degree in Catholicism hymnist, which I just made up all those words.
Yeah.
Which none of that is true. You don't have a master's degree in Catholic hymns. I don't think anybody does. So I am hoping one of us gets one of these correct. That's what I'm hoping. I don't know about you, Mario.
It's going to be interesting.
We're going to do great. This is when we pray to our guardian angels to come and give us the answers. Remember doing that in school? Taylor has the questions for us. I don't know them. So I have not cheated. Look, hello. Okay. We just talked about sacraments. I don't want to go to confession. Not over this. I'll make it more interesting than a Catholic hymn quiz. So Taylor, you ready? We're ready.
All right. Yes, I am.
All right, we're ready
for this. So how this game is going to work is I have a fill in the blank question. At least I assume that's how all these are. It's what the first one says. So I'm going to give you the fill in the blank. If you would like multiple choice answers, so if you get it right without the multiple choice, you get 2 points. If you need the multiple choice, you get 1 point. If you get it wrong, you go to hell. That's how this game works.
Wow, it's dire.
It's very serious.
It's a big deal, Mario.
It's a very serious game.
All of heaven is watching with a tub of popcorn right now.
Wow.
Yeah, they're watching because they have an APB out on me. Okay, so Mario, we'll start with you first. So fill in the blank for this famous Catholic lyric. Bear you on the blank of dawn. Bear you on the blank of dawn. What is that blank?
I'll take multiple choice.
Okay, is it bear you on the breath of dawn, the dew of dawn, or the sunrise of dawn? Breath, dew, or sunrise?
Dew.
Bear you on the dew of dawn is incorrect. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Make you to shine like the sun.
Wait, what is it?
It is breath.
Breath.
Oh.
Bear you on the breath of dawn.
Right. Oh,
Okay.
we need a choir, Mario.
Nice. All
Or
right.
an organ.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, these are hard. Okay.
All right. Olivia's turn. Olivia's
no.
turn. Same rules.
Yep.
Immaculate Mary, thy praises we sing, who blank in splendor with Jesus our King.
Who blank in splendor?
Yep.
Multiple choice.
Best, reigned, beheld.
Ew. Reigned sounds very royal. I'll go with reigned.
Yeah, that is correct. It is, he reigned now in heaven with Jesus our King.
See, I couldn't even think of what it was, but I thought, well, I mean, she's a queen, right? So that sounded British.
Yeah. Yes, all queens are. Yeah, Mary is British for sure.
Yeah.
That is how she is.
See,
shown.
Mario, I don't know what I'm doing.
All right, Liv has one.
I don't know if I would count that.
All right, here we go.
I went with Great Britain. Okay, I don't know if that's actually the right answer. You know what I mean? That's how I got there.
On a side note, did you see that Medea is coming back and it's called The Frown as a spoof on The Crown? Anyway, that's not important, but you mentioned Britain. It's very funny.
All things British. All things British. I love it.
All right, Mario.
Mary and Medina.
I once was lost, but now am found. Was blank, but now I see.
I know this one.
What are the choices?
I once was lost, but now am found. Was blank, but now I see.
What are the choices?
I want to say.
You didn't ask for the choices.
Yeah.
Okay.
What'd you say, Mario?
I lost.
Lost is so close. Lost is incorrect. The correct answer we were looking for is blind.
Oh,
Which I guess they get lost every now and then. So it's
I
close.
once was blind,
I
and now I see.
should have went multiple.
You were
Oh.
trying to get the two.
Trying to get
You
the
were
lead.
going for the 2-point
Going.
conversion.
I was being aggressive. I was being very
You're
competitive.
Italian. You were like, I got this. I got
Yeah.
this.
It's so funny that I'm hosting this because I was the music director at a parish, and like I sang all of these songs 1,000
You
times.
know
They
them?
play in my brain constantly. Yeah.
Wow.
Next time we should quiz Taylor.
That would be boring. Getting everything right is boring. That's why nobody likes me, because I'm always right. Okay, so here we go. This one is for Liv. You shall cross the barren blank, but you shall not die of thirst.
Jeez, I know this
Ocean.
one.
You know this one?
Ocean, river, creek.
Both incorrect. You're getting negative points at this point.
Can I get
Iceberg.
points?
Yes.
We're gonna let Mario steal.
Let Mario steal.
Is it desert?
It is desert. That is correct. You shall cross the barren desert.
Oh, I thought it was like the Bering Sea. Okay.
You should cross the Bering Strait to get from Russia to Alaska. I think that's what it was called. I don't know. Probably not right.
I was sitting here thinking it's like, Tom Hanks and, Castaway. He was on a raft. I was like, totally in water. Okay, never mind.
You know what I just realized?
What?
How this quiz works is that the person hosting the quiz has to know the right answer, because it doesn't tell you the correct answer if you get it
If you
wrong.
miss it?
So this is the first one I don't know.
No.
So I'm going to look it up.
Wait.
But first, I'm going to ask. This one is for... I'm confused now. He just stole. So now
Yeah,
it's
no,
Mario's
it's Mario's turn. It's Mario's
turn. Okay.
I think he gets 2 points for stealing.
We're going to give him a point for stealing. Why
Okay.
not?
Man, Taylor's tough. You're Italian. Is that what, aren't you?
No. The big joke is with Father Anthony, one of my co-hosts. Father Anthony's Italian.
right.
And we always joke that, he had to come over to our side to win World War II. But that's a whole thing. I'm
Oh,
not going
for
to get
the
into
love.
it with the Italian.
Oh, for the
Okay.
ridiculous. Go ahead.
Mario, let's see if I know the right answer. Within your hands we rest secure. In quiet sleep our blank renew.
Ew. I mean,
I need multiple.
Okay, I have Googled it. Mercy, faith, or strength?
Read that to me again.
Within your hands we rest secure. In quiet sleep our blank renew. Does he renew our mercy, our faith, or our strength?
Faith.
That is incorrect. It is strength.
I've never heard that one.
How do you
That one
renew,
I've
your, how do you
never
renew your
heard.
strength? What a stupid lyric.
We're not reading this.
The most amazing part about that is that we got this far without somebody saying, "What a stupid lyric."
Yeah, a lot of them are pretty dumb. That's hilarious. All right, we have 30 seconds.
Okay, it is 1-1. And
Oh, jeez.
Mario went first, so Liv, if you get this right, you win. And you make your guest a loser, which would make you a bad host.
I shall
That's okay.
fail.
That's
I'm
okay.
ready to fail.
All right, I think you're going to get this.
No.
All right. Wait. It's tied. Let's do it this way. Whoever yells the correct answer first wins the point.
Great. We're
I'm
both
in charge.
Italian. We
What
can
do I
yell.
care?
We're loud.
Okay.
We can do it.
Whoever yells the correct blank first wins.
Blank.
In heaven the blessed your glory proclaim. On earth we your blank invoke your sweet name. In heaven the blessed your glory proclaim. On earth we your invoke your sweet name.
Ave, ave.
That's not the blank. On earth we your children's flock are faithful.
Children what?
Children, flock, or faithful?
Faithful.
Flock, faithful.
No.
No?
Say the only option left.
Children.
Yeah, Liv wins.
That does not count.
What is such an anticlimactic that you didn't get it from no choices, and then you both said two of the choices, which leaves the third.
Flock? I don't know. So we don't know. It's a tie. We tied. Mario, that was so fun. Now I have to go find a really old church and go sit in it and listen.
Now
you and I will have to do homework at St. Patrick's.
I'm going to have to really brush up on my traditional song lyrics.
The traditional old hymns.
And hymns, wow.
Maybe I'll do what I do and check your phone during the hymn. So maybe stop doing that and pay attention.
I do not check my phone. No, they don't play them anymore. And so I don't know them.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
It's true.
I haven't heard those hymns in years.
I know. Okay, now I have homework. Mario, this was absolutely fantastic. It's so great to meet you. We are sending all of our love and support to Ray of Hope. I can't wait to go watch all the things. You just gave me something to binge. So I'm excited. And everybody go check out Array of Hope on .org.net. They're on Roku. They're like, this is ridiculous. If you can't find them, what's the matter with you? Okay.
Right.
So
what's the matter for you? Hey, what's the matter for you? Are you stupid?
There you go. If that doesn't bring you closer to God, I don't know what will. No. You guys, thank you so much. This has been fantastic. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned into It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. You guys, you are tuned into It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. Welcome back. What an incredible guest today. I really hope you guys go and check out Array of Hope, ARRAY of hope.net.org. Mario was absolutely fantastic. And listen, if I make it up to their studio, I will have to film a little something there. I gotta say, that is so exciting. You guys know that I'm on the East Coast a lot, so we'll have to check that out, and I'll bring back some footage for everybody. But it's so wonderful to hear these incredible apostolates, these incredible lay organizations that are happening in the church that I didn't even know about. So make sure to check them out, give them some love, go on Roku and all the other amazing places he said you could go to, and all the content that they have. And it's a lot, and it's family friendly. So you guys remember to bring God into all that you're doing, even your career. Who knows where he can make you go? Who knows where he can lead you? Who knows where he can push you up the hill, as Mario said. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you next week on It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison.